it's time that we have a bit of a chat to Dr. Huey Strower. If you saw Better Homes and Gardens last night, if you missed out, you can still see it on 7 Plus in the next couple of hours. It'll be up there on 7 Plus. An interesting story. I've already had last night calls from people and text messages and emails to the Garden Clinic saying they found it fascinating. We've been talking about it here on the show for months. Well, this week, the doc from Nutrog would like to chat to us about that very same product, Sudden Impact for Lawns with Popul8. Good morning, Huey.
Hi, Graham. Yes, I saw your obviously your segment yesterday, and but I actually decided to tackle this topic because last week somebody actually asked me that very same question: why bother to put Popul8 on lawn fertilizer? And I guess we need to look at your lawn. You know, it's a very large area of monoculture in your garden, and it makes maintenance and health perhaps a little more difficult. And for lawn, it's particularly important that you ensure that that root system can support those leaves. So in Sudden Impact for Lawn, we obviously have that nitrogen and the added iron, and both of those elements are essential that the lawn can make enough chlorophyll, which is essential for that photosynthesis. Without enough iron, you get that yellowing and the chlorosis of your leaves, which is obviously critical. So, but what people have been ignoring for a long time is potassium. And it's been really ignored, especially in root development. And more recently, it's been shown that low potassium actually leads to reduced root growth, but also it actually means that your plant can't respond to that plant hormone auxin, which is absolutely critical for your roots to grow in your garden.
Well, we all know that Sudden Impact for Lawns is a great fertiliser. I've been using it for years, and I know thousands of others. But it still begs the question, though, why spray on Popul8?
Well, there's a number of reasons why Popul8 is sprayed on the organic portion of Sudden Impact. Firstly, in lawns, the nutrient cycling is often low, and that results in a build-up of thatch, which then makes nutrient and water penetration really difficult. And it can also lead to that soil becoming water repellent or hydrophobic. So the microbes in Popul8 accelerate that nutrient cycling and that breakdown. Secondly, lawns can suffer from a range of fungal diseases. This is often due to poor drainage. Obviously, you guys know exactly what that's like at the moment, or very high humidity. So there's a whole range of microbes in there that have been shown to suppress a range of fungi, meaning that you're less likely to get disease using that product. And I just mentioned those auxins in the plant root system being, dependent on potassium. So we've also added bacteria which liberate bound potassium, and some of which actually produce this plant growth hormone auxin. So it helps your lawn develop a much better root system, and that's really critical for resilience, like the stresses your lawn's subjected to. So heat and wear and tear, kids are using your lawn as a cricket pitch.
Yeah, well, that's absolutely right. Now, that makes really good sense of why you would add Popul8 to Sudden Impact for Lawn. So how about the application of this product, Huey?
Well, now is a really great time to fertilise your lawn. We're heading into autumn. It's time to give it a good feed. It's an ideal condition. It's still warm enough so your lawn can take up all those nutrients, use the full benefits, and really, get itself ready for the cooler climate. So you only need to spread about 50 grams per square metre, so it does go quite a long way. And in my own garden, I don't have much of a lawn, but I certainly use Sudden Impact for lawn for a range of non-flowering plants. So my hedges, my conifers and that, and it works on those plants just as well as it does on your lawn.
Yeah, that's why at the end of the little story last night, I indicated I use it on my Maria hedge, and I always have done the minute it came out. And of course now with Popul8, it really helps Maria because they do suffer a root disease and root problems, and the Popul8's really helping keep it healthy and keep the hedge happy. So it's just a bonus all round. Thank you for enlightening us about why Nutrog decided to add Popul8 to Sudden Impact for Lawns. It adds a level of functionality, I guess, to Sudden Impact that other lawn foods just don't have. And Sudden Impact for Lawns with Popul8, of course, is available at Bunnings, other hardware outlets, and, of course, your local good independent garden centre. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Huey.
Not a problem, Graham. Have a fantastic week, and I loved your segment on Better Homes and Gardens. It was really interesting.
Thanks, pal. All the best to you, chap. Bye-bye. Dr. Huey Strower, yeah, that segment you'll find on 7 Plus if you want to track it down. It just Yeah, it just demonstrates just exactly what I'm doing in my own garden, in my backyard, in the front garden, and out in the street, in fact. Here on the Garden Clinic, it's coming up to 16 minutes. In fact, it's just gone 16 minutes to 8.